The jungle wakes, not with a roar, but with a gentle sigh. Golden sunlight spills through the thick emerald canopy, painting the forest floor in shifting patterns of light and shadow. And through this dappled world, a figure moves with breathtaking grace. Tarzan, no longer just surviving but thriving, arcs through the air, his grip on the vines sure and strong. He is the jungle's own dancer, a master of its rhythm. A few vines behind, his best friend does her best to keep pace, her teasing voice echoing through the trees. "Slow down, jungle boy, you're making me look bad." Turk shouts, her playful frustration clear. Down below, the ground trembles with the hurried steps of another friend. Tantor the elephant, huffing and puffing, tries to match their aerial speed. "Why can't we just walk like normal creatures?" He pants, his large frame jostling with every step. The morning is filled with their familiar, happy chaos, a symphony of friendship played out against the backdrop of the wild. But then a new sound cuts through the air, sharp and unnatural. The clang of metal against rock, followed by voices. Not the calls of birds or the chatter of monkeys, but human voices punctuated by laughter. The sound is alien, discordant. Tarzan freezes mid-swing, every muscle tensed. He hangs suspended, listening, his head tilted as his keen ears try to pinpoint the source of this intrusion. The game is over. Something new has come to his world. Turk and Tantor fall silent behind him, sensing the shift in his mood. The jungle, once a playground, now holds a note of suspense. Driven by a curiosity that overrides his caution, Tarzan moves silently through the upper branches, his powerful form melting into the foliage. He creeps forward, a shadow among shadows, until he reaches the edge of a clearing. What he sees below makes him stop, his breath catching in his throat. Humans, creatures he has only seen, illustrations from a forgotten life, now real and moving in his home. They are busy unloading strange, square objects from a larger structure, setting up what look like fabric caves. Their movements are efficient, their purpose unknown. And then he sees her, a young woman, her hair the color of sun-drenched honey, her eyes bright with an intensity that matches his own. She kneels on the ground, away from the others, completely absorbed in her task. In her hand, she holds a thin, flat object, and with a smaller stick, she makes delicate marks on a white surface. She is sketching a flower, one he has seen 1,000 times, but she looks at it as if discovering the sun for the first time. As a strand of hair falls across her face, she gently brushes it aside. From his perch, Tarzan unconsciously mirrors the gesture, his rough fingers touching his own wild mane. He is utterly transfixed. A sharp hiss pulls him from his trance. Turk is beside him, her face a mask of worry. "Bad idea, Tarzan," she whispers, her voice urgent. "Very bad idea. Kerchak will tear you apart if he sees you near them." Below them, Tantor shivers, his large body trembling. "I smell humans," he whimpers. "They're dangerous. Let's go before they..." But it's too late. As Tarzan shifts his weight to pull back, the branch beneath him groans in protest, and then, with a loud crack, it snaps. He loses his grip, the world becoming a blur of green and brown as he tumbles from the canopy. He lands with a muffled thud right in the middle of the clearing, just a few feet away from the mesmerized young woman. Jane gasps, her sketchbook flying from her hands as she scrambles backward. Her eyes are wide with a mixture of terror and disbelief. "Good heavens," she exclaims, her voice trembling. What are you?" Tarzan doesn't answer. He stays low to the ground, a coiled spring of wary energy, his eyes darting from her face to her hands, assessing the threat. His gaze falls on the dropped sketchbook lying open on the grass. Slowly, cautiously, he reaches out a hand, not for her, but for the book. He picks it up, his rough fingers clumsy on the delicate pages. He flips through them, his expression shifting from suspicion to pure astonishment. The pages are filled with images of his world, his family, drawings of gorillas, of vibrant birds, of the very flower she was just studying. And then his finger stops on a familiar wrinkly face with a long trunk. A name escapes his lips, spoken softly, haltingly, a sound more than a word. Tantor. From the concealment of the nearby bush, a terrified squeal erupts. He said my name. Tantor whispers in a panicked cry, horrified that this strange creature knows him. Jane hears the sound, but her attention is fixed on the wild man before her. His soft utterance of the name has changed everything. Her fear begins to melt away, replaced by an overwhelming sense of wonder. This was no simple beast. Slowly, so as not to startle him, she kneels down, mirroring his posture, and extends her hand, palm open, an offering of peace. Tarzan watches her, his gaze locked on her outstretched fingers. He hesitates for a long moment, a silent battle raging within him. Then, slowly, he extends his own hand. Their fingertips touch. A spark, a fragile connection, a bridge built between two worlds that should never have met. In that electric moment of contact, a distant voice shatters the spell. Jane, where are you, dear? It's the call of another human, one of her kind. Startled, Jane instinctively glances back toward her camp. The distraction is only for a second, but when she turns back, he is gone, vanished. The clearing is empty, save for the gentle rustle of leaves in the canopy above. The air where he stood seems to hum with a strange energy. Jane clutches the sketchbook to her chest, her heart hammering against her ribs. She stares into the dense green wall of the jungle, her mind racing to make sense of what just happened. Who was that? She whispers to herself, the question filled with awe and a touch of fear. High above, hidden by the leaves, Tarzan crouches on a thick branch, his own heart pounding with a rhythm he doesn't recognize. He stares down at the spot where she still kneels, his mind flooded with a tidal wave of new and powerful emotions, fear, profound curiosity, and something else, something warm and strange that felt inexplicably like coming home. In that moment, the jungle held its breath, for Tarzan had met a stranger who felt strangely like home. Thank you so much for joining us on this incredible journey. If you felt that connection between Tarzan and Jane, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. We have so many more adventures waiting for you in the heart of the jungle. See you next time.